Satsang. For the next 10 minutes or so as the music plays, we invite you to just relax. Close your eyes, rest in the presence and hold space.
Namo Namaha Ganapataye Namo Namah. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Suklambaradharam Vishnu Sasivaram Chaturvujam Prasannavadaram Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam
Namaste.
Namaste.
Welcome to our weekly online satsang. We call it global because, in fact, we have people who join us from all over the world, from other countries and other continents, and it's open to everyone, regardless of your faith tradition. We have people who join us that have different teachers, different spiritual backgrounds. What we all have in common is that we're on the path of awakening and the transformation of consciousness in oneness with the divine. So, that's what brought you here. We're glad you're here. We strengthen each other when we come together and we share our journeys, when we share our challenges, and it's just exponential. We each have a certain pool of interior silence that we bring with us. And when we join that pool of silence together, meditating together and sharing together, it deepens exponentially for all of us. And that's so important because we're living at a time where humanity needs to shift radically and we believe quickly from the global insanity of competition, conflict, and violence, which is obvious, to the new world of cooperation, harmony, and peace, which can only come through the flowering of the heart. And not just through the flowering of your heart and my heart, but the flowering of the heart of humanity collectively. And the way that's going to happen is when enough of us awaken individually, it's going to tip the scales on the collective consciousness, and one day we're all going to wake up and go, why are we fighting? Why do we hate each other? Ooh, let's get rid of these guns. You know, it'll just be obvious. We'll look into each other's eyes and see ourself looking back at us through the eyes of the other. How could we be afraid of one another if we've come to the place where we really realize that we are one being, one consciousness, one love? I could never hurt you because you're me. And that will change the world. Philosophy hasn't been able to do it. It's tried. Religion hasn't been able to do it. Oh my gosh, it's been trying for countless millennia. Political movements as well. Great ideas on paper. And maybe even at the moment of their inception sometimes, but as it unfolds, we discover that politics can't change humanity. Religion can't, spirituality can, philosophy can't. What needs to happen is a shift in our consciousness. Our hearts need to flower with compassion and unconditional love, and we need to settle into interior peace. When we do that collectively, the world will be bathed in peace and a new beginning. That's what we're about. That's what we're here for. We share a certain gift that the divine gave us going on a decade ago now. Suzanne and I have actually been involved in the transference, the transmission of sacred divine energy for many decades. But about over 9 years ago, the divine showed us a new transmission for us, which we call the Flowering Heart Blessing. And the Flowering Heart Blessing comes directly from the divine. We're just conduits, if you will. It doesn't belong to us. We're not really doing anything except consenting to be instruments of divine grace. And when that grace, that enlightened consciousness and love flows through us or you to anyone who receives it, it catalyzes the flowering of the heart and awakening into oneness. When you receive the Flowering Heart Blessing, and you're soaking in it right now, and you connect with it, and you'd like to be an instrument of the blessing, all you need to do is consent to the divine and just open yourself, and the divine immediately begins to pour it through you. You're initiated to give this blessing when you've received it just once. And it's absolutely free. And it belongs to no particular tradition. It belongs to the divine, and he gives it to everyone who seeks grace to be awakened and transformed. So join us now, and throughout this satsang, in sharing the Flowering Heart Blessing with all who join us tonight and all who view this recording at any time in the future. Hold that intent in your heart, because the blessing is a transmission of spirit, and spirit is unbounded by time or distance. We like to, I guess I might as well tell you, we started a little late because as I went to go online, I was notified there was new software. And it took us 6 minutes to download it, but we made it, yay. So before we go to the next part of our time together, I wanted to share again that we have a book club and an interfaith centering group. The book club focuses on spirituality. I had it open here somewhere. There it is. Yeah. It focuses on spirituality, meditation, mysticism, contemplative prayer, and various traditions. And we take books that we're led to, and we read them together. And every Sunday when the book club and the centering group meet at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we begin by discussing the book that we're reading. And the book that's coming up next Sunday, we're really excited about, is Peace Pilgrim, Her Life and Work in Her Own Words. Peace Pilgrim was this amazing lady who, in 1958, was touched deeply and profoundly by the Spirit, and she renounced her identity and all of her possessions. And she put on a blue tunic with the words written in white across it, Peace Pilgrim, which became her new identity. And she began to walk on foot, crisscrossing North America, to share the message of peace, that the world needs to turn from violence and conflict to peace and unity. And the way that happens is by finding inner peace. And she radiated that. She walked over 25,000 miles on foot, this lady, this gray-haired lady. And she counted the first 25,000, and then she just quit counting and kept walking from 1958 to 1981. Just amazing, touched countless lives. And anyone who reads this book that I'm aware of is deeply touched and transformed as well. So get it, it's free. Go to peacepilgrim.com. Just take a few days, at most a week. You can get it by next week. They'll give it to you free. You just give them your address and they send it to you, and they even ship it for free. We suggest that you leave a free will love offering to support their work, because for all these years since 1981, they've been translating it into 19 languages and sending it all over the world free of charge. If you think you're not going to have time to get the hard copy by next Sunday, you can instantly download tonight a PDF copy, an audio, digital copy. So please join us next Tuesday. And Tuesday. Next Sunday, March 2nd. Yes, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And let's go on a journey together with Peace Pilgrim. After that, we do an interfaith centering meditation, which it's sometimes called centering prayer. It's an interfaith contemplative meditation practice that focuses on the inner divine, the God within. And it's being practiced with profound results by Christians, Buddhists, Jews, Muslims, Hindus, Taoists, New Age believers, pagans, and more. I mean, people of all different stripes are practicing centering meditation. And if you're looking for a practice that really focuses on the divine within you at the center of your being, this is something you definitely should check out. So you can start anytime. Just join us. And go to our website, and if you go to the second button on the top left menu is a book club centering group. And you click on that, and it gives a lot more information, and the link for the Zoom meeting that we use on Sundays is there for you.
And for next now I'm saying
Next
Tuesday. For next Sunday, we're just going to start with the introduction in chapter 1, which is not very long at all. Chapter 2 is a little bit longer, about 20 pages. So we wanted to give everybody a chance, if you're wanting to join in with us, to make sure that you get the book and have to read, be able to read just a brief amount before next Sunday to discuss.
And if you're like many of us, you won't be able to stop. And so feel free to you can read beyond the intro in chapter 1 if you want.
Right. So usually the time frame is the book club meeting and our discussion, which is really great. We've got amazing people that join in with us and share and have insights, and that's usually from 2 to 3, and then 3 to 3:30 is our centering prayer session.
But come to the whole thing if you can.
Yeah.
Please.
But if you're trying to figure out what kind of a commitment of time it'll be, that's the layout.
Yep. So we like to open it at this point to questions and answers on the spiritual journey. We already have one, but to give you a chance to ask inside if there's something that you might ask about the spiritual journey, your journey, even better, where you'd like some clarity and insight. It moves the divine to inspire Suzanne and me with things that we can share with you that help all of us, because all of our journeys, while they're unique and different, parallel one another. We all go through similar questions and issues along the way. So ask inside if there's something you might share, and you can share it too. I mean, if you just became like enlightened like Buddha under the Bodhi tree, please tell us about it. We would love to hear. So while I give people a chance to consider that, we're going to go to inspiringquotes.com. You don't need to go there. And I share these little articles and lists of quotes from a group of authors that we've really been enjoying for some time now. Tonight's selection is by Christina Wright, who is a coffee-fueled writer, living happily ever after with her family in the suburbs of Richmond, Virginia. And this little timely article that she wrote is quotes on the benefits of being grateful every day. Thankfulness is a virtue, she writes, so highly extolled that several countries have an entire holiday based around it. However, cultivating a daily mindset of gratitude can also have a profound impact on nurturing relationships and fostering the well-being of our communities. When we consistently acknowledge the kindness and support we've received from others, we strengthen our bonds with friends and family and encourage a culture of appreciation and empathy. Gratitude is also a powerful tool for increasing our happiness, improving our health, and developing emotional resilience. Keeping a gratitude journal, sending a heartfelt thank you note or email, or incorporating appreciation into our daily mindfulness routine can enhance our mental and emotional welfare throughout the year. Regularly expressing our thanks reminds us of the connections we share with our fellow humans and encourages acts of kindness that can ripple throughout society, ultimately contributing to a more compassionate world. These 12 quotes about gratitude are a reminder to us all to reflect on the reasons we have to be thankful all year long. So here we begin. Let us be grateful to people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Marcel Proust. If more people were more thankful for what they have, instead of mournful for what they have not, much good would come to the world. Pessimism feeds on itself. So does optimism. Rose Fitzgerald Kennedy. Gratitude is a divine emotion. It fills the heart, but not to bursting. It warms it, but not to fever. Charlotte Bronte. To this day, the words that come most frequently to my lips are thank you. When a person doesn't have gratitude, something is missing in his or her humanity. A person can almost be defined by his or her attitude toward gratitude. Elie Wiesel. Today, be grateful for your life. Allow that gratitude to carry over into your activities and to flavor all of your interactions. Find the gratitude in your life, and you'll find joy standing right next to it. Melody Beattie. I would maintain that thanks are the highest form of thought, and that gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. G.K. Chesterton. Far better, it seems to me, in our vulnerability, is to look death in the eye and to be grateful every day for the brief but magnificent opportunity that life provides. Carl Sagan. So much to savor, so much to be grateful for. And since I'm not sure of the address to which to send my gratitude, I put it out there in everything I do. Michael J. Fox. Here's the gift of gratitude. In order to feel it, your ego has to take a back seat. What shows up in its place is greater compassion and understanding. Instead of being frustrated, you choose appreciation. And the more grateful you become, the more you have to be grateful for. Oprah Winfrey. He who receives a benefit with gratitude repays the first installment of it. Seneca. We have this one life to appreciate the grand design of the universe. And for that, I am extremely grateful. Stephen Hawking. Giving thanks for abundance is sweeter than abundance itself. Thankfulness brings you to the place where the beloved lives. Abundance yields heedlessness. Thankfulness brings alertness. Hunt for bounty with the net of gratitude. Rumi. Ekaterina writes, the book, speaking of Peace Pilgrim, is really interesting and easy to read. It definitely is.
It is.
Really down to earth. It'll be back in a moment. At least we still have sound. I don't know why our camera does this sometimes lately. This is the longest.
Yes.
There we go. It's an old camera. It's starting to do kind of bizarre things. Maybe someday we'll have a new one. It's been very faithful for more than a decade here, and and they ain't cheap, so I'm grateful.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm not seeing any questions here from you guys, but fortunately, Daniela sent me one. Thank you, Daniela. She texted me, there's a topic I've been thinking about over the past week. Forgiveness and its practice. I wanted to ask a question for this evening's satsang about how to best practice forgiveness. Is there a process you practice or recommend? She says, I'm reading Radical Forgiveness by Colin Tipping and the works of Robert D. Enright, Ph.D., the forgiveness researcher. And while I'm not familiar with the book that you're reading, Forgiveness is a Subject, we've given a lot. Do you want to start it?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, I learned, as probably most of us have, that forgiveness... Oh, there it went again.
Yeah. Click.
Forgiveness is essential to our spiritual development, our spiritual growth. And I learned early in my spiritual formation that to forgive, to give forgiveness before I felt like it. That it's so important to forgive. I mean, there are certain scriptures that say that we are forgiven as we forgive others. And that we're judged by the same measure that we judge others with. So it's like judgment and forgiveness are in the wheel of karma. When we measure out forgiveness, it comes back to us. And I'm sure we all need forgiveness for something along the way, whether it's to forgive ourselves or for other people to forgive us, or maybe we've been taught we need God's forgiveness, which I think is a given if we'll just open to receive it. The hardest part is probably to forgive ourselves. But forgiveness is so important. Give it beforehand, before you feel like it, before it's easy to do. Forgive. Give release, give pardon to the people who have offended us or hurt us. Well, that's a great idea. So I began practicing that as well as I could with my mind and my heart. But I began to notice, and that was reinforced by things like Nelson Mandela, who said, unforgiveness is, or refusing to forgive, is like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die. When we hold unforgiveness against someone who's wronged us, it doesn't do anything for them. It doesn't help them change. It doesn't hurt them, but it hurts us. That bitterness and unforgiveness stifles our spirits. So I worked hard at it, but I noticed that, okay, someone really hurt me. And I nobly made the decision to forgive. See, I thought forgiveness was an intention that you take and you give it before it's convenient. And so I forgave this person who had really hurt me. But you know what? The next time I saw them in public, the first thing that came into my mind was how they had hurt me. And are they going to hurt me again? Do I feel safe? I'd kind of like to hide right now. And I realized that while I intended to forgive and attempted to forgive, there was still this ghost of unforgiveness haunting me. And so I learned in more recent years that forgiveness is more of a happening than it is an act of the ego. And it happens when our hearts are released from the pain that we've been carrying. When we're hurt by another, we can carry that pain through our whole life. While we're telling ourselves we forgive them, we're still carrying that pain. And why? That all psychic pain is the result of resistance to feeling. We're going to have to check this camera out.
Right.
Resistance to feeling something in the present moment. I don't want to feel the pain that I've been carrying for years that this person inflicted on me. So the resistance to feeling it causes that pain to persist in my unconscious. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to, and try, you can still hear us. Let us know if you can hear us when that camera's going on and off, because I don't know what to do about it.
Right.
So the pain is there, and I don't want to feel it, so I repress it into my unconscious, which means whatever we resist will persist, just waiting to be triggered. Something in life, if not seeing that person again or thinking of them, a similar circumstance will trigger that pain and bring it up. And I still don't want to feel it, so I suppress it and try to escape it and distract myself. Okay, the answer is to fully embrace the pain. I don't mean wallow in it. I mean stop resisting it, because the suffering is in the resistance. And once we stop resisting that painful memory, the emotional charge discharges. And we still may have the memory, of course, the memory of something that really sucked. But it's no longer carrying an emotional charge of pain. And then we'll notice, it'll dawn on us, I've forgiven that person. There's nothing left to forgive because there's no hurt anymore. There's a memory we can all learn from, and I don't want to forget it, but I don't want to nurse the emotional charge of hurt and pain. So that's the art of forgiveness. There's one more thing. You can do an inner practice, the healing of relationships, we call it, where you bring the person before your mind's eye. You meditate on them, you let all those feelings and charges come up, and then you imagine they're right in front of you, and you tell them how you feel. And ask them why they did that, or say whatever you have to say to them, and then be quiet and listen in your imagination, if you will, to what they're saying back to you. And then practice what we call the compassionate exchange, where you breathe, inhale into yourself all of their pain, all of their darkness and density and offensiveness, and you just breathe it in. It won't hurt you, I promise. And you breathe out to them release, forgiveness, unconditional love, open, clear space. Keep breathing in their density and breathing out to them love and light and forgiveness until you merge. And a real healing is taking place, and you might get a phone call from them when you least expect it. Okay.
The only thing that I would add to that, that's all right on, is the mind and the ego will over and over again attempt to trap us into that unforgiveness. It'll justify why we're feeling unforgivable and betrayed, or whatever the forgiveness is, and it will, even try and rationalize with us, saying, well, they've been hurt before, and I've been hurt, or I've hurt others that way. And so there's kind of a little dance you can go through. I mean, it is important to have compassion and understand at some level that the hurt that people have given us, that we need to forgive, in some form or other, we have hurt somebody in that way, and we could do an inner meditation and ask for grace to apologize, maybe not outwardly, but inwardly, to others that we may have hurt in the same way, and ask for forgiveness. Because there's usually, if we're hurt and we need to forgive, there's something inside of us that brought that to our awareness, where we need to look at where we have done the same thing. And that's another important part of the process for me. And some things are a little bit harder to work on and may take years, but always ask for grace and continually go back to the intention of forgiveness. Like Michael said, if you're still thinking about the hurts, I mean, we had somebody have a hurtful phone message in just the last week that they didn't know they were leaving it. And I've had to go over and over and over again and keep practicing forgiveness and asking for grace. And I've been seeing how much my ego jumps in, or righteous indignation, or I'm like rationalizing why I'm hurt, or there's all these different levels and layers to it. My mind and my ego are just like bouncing all over the place. And at the end of the day, they don't understand our consciousness, and we don't understand exactly where they're coming from. And so we all have to allow space for people to be the way that they are in this present moment. And when you can get to that peace, it's easier to forgive. But yes, I have been struggling with that this week, so you're not alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
My. So, Ekaterina adds, yes, I can hear you and feel you, and no problem about the camera at all, don't worry.
Great, thank you.
And then she added to that, I hope soon God and all of us can help you get a new camera because your service is priceless.
Oh, beautiful,
That's
thank
sweet.
you.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you all know if we need to do a fundraiser. For the meantime, we can just Google the camera and troubleshoot the issues and see if we can get it fixed, but it is about 10 years old.
See if we can get a used one that's working.
Right.
That's never a great idea.
We're very creative.
It's been very faithful, and it's been starting to blink in and out like that over the last...
Like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, and more frequently, and we never had it come on and off like
this much.
And yeah, this could have been like a really critical, important. And when it does that, we don't even have the recording at our end, the video. So
right.
Wouldn't want that to happen during a course that we're trying to...
So we'll do some troubleshooting and see if we can't MacGyver it somehow before we reach out for help.
MacGyver always did that with paper clips.
I know.
This might...
We have a lot of paper clips and duct tape.
All right. Before I forget, if you're watching us on Vimeo and you didn't, like Daniela entered the chat, if there are other people on Vimeo, please just enter your name in the chat and say, hi, it's me. And if you're on Facebook, all you need to do is give us a thumbs up or a heart or some other emoji that fits your feelings. And we go in at the end, and during the week, I keep coming back because many, many times more people watch it from Monday to Monday during the week when it fits their schedule. I go in and we see that you were here, and we send you special hugs and blessings. So if you didn't, please do that on Facebook Live. And even if you watch it, what I'm saying, if you're watching this on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week, go ahead and do that, because I'll be coming back in and looking, going, so-and-so dropped in on Friday. I haven't
seen them in a while. I haven't connected with them in a while. Or it's nice to see them being regular, or, just yummy warm thoughts.
Yeah, like Carolyn just said, hi. Hi, Carolyn. All right, so it's time to close your eyes and open your beautiful hearts and invite the Divine Presence to fill you. This presence we're speaking of is everywhere. Everything that exists and lives and breathes and moves lives in the presence, exists in the presence of the divine. But in a very special way, the divine source dwells in you at the center of your being. Invite the divine source within you to flood you with light and love and transforming grace, and begin to drink it in and receive it. There is no distance between you and the divine. That was all just bad teaching, an illusion of the mind. Truth is, the divine loves you unconditionally exactly as you are, no matter what. And it's drawing you into itself, which is your true self, your deepest center. You don't need to beg or struggle, just relax and let go. And the divine will begin to draw you into the center, just like the sun has a gravitational pull that draws anything into its center. Just relax and receive. And allow the divine to take you in its loving embrace and draw you into itself, flooding your heart, your spirit with light, illuminating you. This is the source of all enlightenment, and it's already fully active within you. Welcome it, receive it, allow. And the light will begin to shine, flooding your spirit, radiating out through the layers of your mind, your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, your programming, clearing the mind field, and filling it with divinely inspired thoughts and feelings and plans and programs. It will begin to shine through your spirit, through your mind and soul, out into your physical body, dissolving dis-ease, the blocks in your body, to the free flow of the life force, dissolving your pain, dissolving sickness and disease, and filling your physical vessel with divine health and life, shining out through your spirit, your soul, and your body into your relationships to heal them and set them right, transforming you into a living lighthouse of divine light and grace and love. The divine will shine through you out into the world, rippling out, touching countless others with the irresistible contagion of awakening and love. Just let it be. Relax and receive that grace into wherever there's tension, wherever there's hurt and pain. The divine will flood it and dissolve it. Imagine we're sitting in a circle together with our eyes closed, and lift up your hands with your palms open, facing forward. Let us invite the divine together to pour the flowering heart blessing through all of us. As it flows through you into sitting in the circle, know that it's flowing back to you through all of them. The blessing transforms you as it flows through you to another. Just leave your problem in the center of the circle, whatever it is. Just lay down your burden. We all take a strong intention for divine intervention in your life. The divine knows exactly what you need. We don't know, but the divine knows, and the divine has the power and the love and the intention to help you. So lay down your burden as we all join together and allow grace to flood your situation, to bring resolve and freedom. Now you could relax your hands somewhere in your lap. And when you're ready, you could open your eyes and begin to make direct eye contact with Suzanne and or me, both of us, either of us. Just keep gazing at least one of our eyes. That's all you need to do during the light meditation. Suzanne and I are flooded with oceans, grace and love and light, and it flows through every part of our being to you, especially through our eyes, the windows of the soul. As you just keep looking, the light streams out through our eyes, in through your eyes, into your heart of hearts, causing the light of awakening and the fires of divine love to burn brighter and brighter and brighter within you, transforming you. Nothing for you to do but look and listen. Close your eyes now. Meditate for a few more minutes as the grace settles within. meditating as long as it feels nice to you. Or lie down nearby in Shavasana, which is to lie on your back comfortably with your eyes closed, your arms loosely at your sides, with your palms open, turned upward. And just let yourself dissolve with gratitude and presence. We love you very much.
Much love, light, and blessings.
Until we meet again, know that the divine in us beholds the divine in you. And we bow to you. Namaste.